Hello everyone and welcome to this channel. I'm Ethan and I'm so glad to welcome you to the second video of our YouTube channel. And today what we are going to talk about is a very significant topic or a field that is oftentimes used to describe a certain culture and describe the look of the society, and that is the education system. Now, the reason why education systems are so important, and the reason why I also chose this as our first actual topic of this Ethan's Culture Box video, is because, as I said, learning about the education of these different countries really enables a lot. It enables the understanding of a certain culture to a very deep level, because these kind of educations show their values that they really focus on. It also shows the behaviors and the thought processes of the citizens living in these different cultures and countries. And furthermore, I believe that these kind of education-related topics can be something that helps and informs people who are trying to move and study in Korea or study in Germany, just like I did. And this will both be helpful for not only the children and the students, but also their parents and their entire family who are interested in learning about their child's educational future and system that they will face sooner or later when they move and fully integrate into society. So, well, let's just dive into today's topic. Well, first, I think it is really important, before I say anything more about education, give comments and give kind of an analysis or evaluation of these two different cultures in a very objective perspective, and present how these two cultures can learn from each other, and what I have personally learned and thankfully experienced with these topics of education. I would like to talk about the education system first. Education system is, for Germany, something very, very unusual, but also kind of understandable and logical. How the German education system goes is, well, when we go to 5th grade, then what the system basically allows or pushes the students to do is to make their own decisions on their future academic progress and path that they want to take. Yes, of course, this age is truly a young age, and it is still debated in the politics of Germany if this is a correct way of deciding education and path for the future or not. So in Germany, anyways, there is this education system where students have to choose at 4th grade whether they want to go to a Gymnasium, a Realschule, and a Hauptschule. And as you can see, these German education system consists of 3 different distinct parts, and with each of them having a certain different focus and pathway of the level of academics. Well, that's why we call it in German the dreigliedriges Bildungssystem, which means that there are 3 paths, 3 distinctions and separations, categorizations. And we're talking about the first one, the Gymnasium. This is basically, in short, the highest academic one that a student in Germany can possibly attend from the secondary school. It is also something. It is also a place of my experience, my memory, and it is a place where I really enjoyed studying at. And Gymnasium, in short, to describe, is a school that is a secondary school that basically prepares the students for college, for university in the future. So, and this is an institute, this is a educational school that develops students to go study more deeper in a certain field, academically and scholarly. Now, the second one is called the Realschule. The Realschule, which is not as scholarly and really thoroughly academic as Gymnasium, it is still something that pushes both academics, but at the same time, a more practical and job-related topics. So, when I heard from my Realschule friends, so friends who are going to this type of school, I heard that they still study a lot, and their topics that they learn is maybe, of course, a little easier, a little less academic, but still it is quite broad, and it is quite, let's say, enough and thoroughly discussed and taught. But I also heard that they have certain cooking lessons, they have certain practical, hand task job lessons as well, what we in gymnasium usually don't get. This basically prepares students for both academics and potential for university, but at the same time develop students for a more academic and job-related way. The third one, called Hauptschule. Hauptschule basically develops the majority of actual practical professions and workers. So these type of things may be designers, artists, chefs, as well as hairstylists or electricians. All of these different types of jobs that are in Germany, actually quite decently paid, actually much more than Korea. These schools basically allows extensive amounts of teachings and lessons related in these specific fields of profession and expertise, and does not really focus on academics or thorough study. Now, since I talked about the German education, what I have to talk and inform you guys right now is the Korean education. The Korean education system is, unlike Germany, that has kind of its own unique system. Korean education system is more of a kind that is prevalent, that is well known for the majority of countries out there. So, unlike Germany that has a secondary school, 3 different types of secondary schools that last a longer period of time, Korean education system is divided, just like the US, into middle school and high school. Of course, the specific years of middle school and high schools may vary and alter from country to country. The Korean one is that after elementary school, Korean students decide to go to usually the most local, regional middle school. But then, when they come to high school, which is at around 10th grade in the American system, they basically choose to go to a certain specific high school. So there are different types of high schools. One is maybe more science related, technology related. One is maybe more language and arts related, right? And also there are specific high schools for only male students and for only female students. However, of course, I guess according to my research, most of the high schools out there that exist in this Korean nation is the kind of ordinary combined one that basically teaches all of these different types of subjects in various fields and in, let's say, balanced and well-distributed focus. Now, since we talked about the system of these 2 different cultures that basically builds and that really develops the intellect of the students and of the teenagers, what we have to talk about and at least mention is the test or the big examination that one requires to take and to excel in order to get in these prestigious, very well-known and great universities and colleges in Korea and in Germany. So for Korea, well, I think this test is quite well known globally because of its difficulty and because of its intricate problem-solving exercises, questions, and really difficult language and mathematics questions. And yes, this thing is called the 수능. And 수능 is something that high schoolers at their very last year take in order to decide and be able to go into their dream universities in Korea. And it is something that is really difficult, and that really basically kind of decides the future pathway, the future in general future life of the students. And the reason why that is so is because this will basically most probably and often in usual cases determine to which university they're going to. And in Korea, there is this specific culture or societal norm that a good university or a good scholarly background is required for a good job, for a good employment chance. And since every of these things are correlated with competition and academics, that is why there's lots of these academies called hagwons that the economy is actually quite highly influenced from, and that most of the Korean parents really talk about and are interested in and pursue their time and effort to learn about these different academies and hagwons they want to send their children to. Now, unlike that, Germany although it has an examination that is also really difficult and challenging, it doesn't have that much competition or the academic, let's say, stress that builds up and basically accumulates for not only their high school years, but for the universities and their employment and their jobs, just like Korea. So in Germany, this test called the Abitur is also a challenging test that is mostly required for every universities, and yeah, students of course study for it very thoroughly and vigorously learn for it, but as I said, the key difference is that it is not as life determining as it is for Korean students, according to many researches and according to many interviews that I have found that many people, as well as you guys, can see online.